Super Mario Bros. Was a pretty interesting game since its first debut in 1985. Where there has been so many challenges out there on the internet, I decided to make one of my own. For this one, I'm actually gonna complete the game without touching a single coin. Yes. No, seriously, I actually wanted to do this after such a long time. The rules are pretty straightforward. Complete the game without collecting any coins and have the coin counter remain 0 at all times. Without further ado, let's grab our hat and let's go! 1-1 is a pretty easy peasy level, as it's the first level ever in the challenge. Only one notable thing is going down the pipe leads to a bunch of coins, so we're gonna have to avoid it and just grab the 1-up in case in emergencies. The rest of it is just simply easy, so I guess we're just moving on. For the first underground level was also easy, with only the exception of dodging blocks and destroying enemies, just in case of they're blocking our path. Otherwise, the whole thing is just easy, so we're just moving on. 1-3 has some pretty tricky jumps in like the whole section. Majority of these jumps are how to go above them, going on ramps, making short jumps, make sure you don't catch them, but the rest of it is pretty easy, so we're moving on. For our first fortress, it wasn't really bad either. There was barely any coins, only with the exception of one single invisible block that I kept hitting at all times, but one single hop about Bowser and then we're done here. 2-1 also wasn't bad, but I always kept hitting a single invisible block. Just hop over it and the whole thing is easy peasy. For the first underwater level, there were some coins in the way, but they were so easy that I was able to go through the whole level, making this level very relaxing. 2-3 had the annoying flying cheeps, and those guys were really annoying. I was forced to be a small Mario so I could cover some tricky jumps that I couldn't do as normal sized Mario. But afterwards, the whole thing was easy from then. And 2-4 also was a piece of cake, with the only exception of jumping over 6 coins. 3-1 was also a clean stage. There was nothing to expect here but just invisible blocks or anything, so I go ahead and had myself and grab some extra 1-ups in the meantime. 3-2 was a clean run, 3-3 has some tricky jumps, and 3-4 also was really clean. 4-1 was really cruising, and same for 4-2, but unfortunately there was this exit that you could take but it's blocked by coins because you need to get the block from then. But we just went ahead and go to 4-3. But boy oh boy, let me tell you about 4-3 right here because it's about to get a little bit of story. In 4-3, you have to make this tricky jump to get to the other side without touching that one coin with the Koopa Troopa and either falling down. This must have taken me multiple times, but still just barely, like, there was just no way of getting it. Like, maybe this could be game over. Like, I tried going for long jump, but I couldn't. Until I get this. Yes! Finally! Let's go! But unfortunately, I wasn't in the end there, of course, because there was this high mushroom that I couldn't reach though. So my new strategy was to bounce over the Koopa Troopa and hopefully make it to the other side. I must have tried this multiple times, but I just could not get it, like, still. So it could technically be possible to be 4-3, but I'm just gonna go ahead and skip to 5-1 because of it. 5-1 wasn't that bad, 5-2 was also really good, only with the exception of getting hit by the hammer bro. 5-3 had tricky jumps again, and 5-4 was also a piece of cake. Just jump over those 6 coins and you're good. 6-1 wasn't that bad, 6-2 was the same, 6-3 had more tricky jumps, and 6-4 also was a piece of cake. Again, I keep hitting those invisible blocks. 7-1 was only just dodging bullet bills. For the second underwater level was also really good. 7-3 had more tricky jumps again, and 7-4 was only just a maze, so we're cruising. But boy, let me tell you about 8-1. There's this gap that you have to clear but has 2 coins, and the gap is so big enough that it makes the whole thing impossible. So what I tried to do was to lure the Goombas from the other side of the gap and hopefully just hop over the heads. I must have tried this like so many times until I finally get to hop over it to the other side. The rest of it, 8-1 was super easy, so we're good. 8-2 had more enemy dodging, and 8-3 had hammer bro dodging. So now all we have left is 8-4. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, that was pretty dramatic there, but alas, we finally did it. We beat the game. It was sure a big challenge. So this concludes, it is possible to beat Super Mario Bros. Without touching a coin. Boy, am I so relieved. If you really enjoyed this video, please consider smashing a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more content like this. Have a happy holidays and see you next year.